And like, today's like our first episode.
Now, is there anyone here that can tell me why most alligators are abnormally aggressive?
I know the answer to this question. Raise your hand.
Anybody? Anyone? Yes or you, sir?
Mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Today marks an important milestone that conservatives around this state have yearned for a long, long time.
The recall effort for Governor Jeffrey Landry. Yesterday, I got a text from my 70-year-old father, who is a lifelong Republican here in the state of Louisiana. And he was asking me, where could he sign the petition to recall Governor Jeff Landry? Now, I'm not really all that shocked because my dad, over the years, has really started to evolve in his thinking. I mean, granted, he does have a liberal snowflake progressive daughter, but my dad has always been he's always been very big on critical thinking. And I think that is what we're really starting to see is people are starting to ask questions about like, hey, like, that doesn't really make sense. Like, what do you mean? Like, vaccines are a bad thing. You know what I mean? And so that has kind of paved the way because, you know, he feels like the Republican Party that is in office today, the administration, Jeff Landry and all his associates are really more on the extremist side of things. And my dad is not that type of person. And he just utterly loathes Jeff Landry. And what I think is, what we're seeing is there's this movement of people who are coming together, even if they don't vote the same or have the same sort of political views, but the people of Louisiana are uniting over their hatred for Jeff Landry. And really, I think it's what Jeff Landry represents. I mean, granted, he's a little pocket Cajun, you know, and honestly, one would think we would like little pocket Cajuns, but not the Jeff Landry version, all right? And the reason why is because I think it represents exactly what Louisiana is against, which is this sort of extremism, this exclusionism, this we're better than everybody. That totally goes against the foundation in which Louisiana was built on. You know, we are more community-based. That is how we have survived this long and have literally been able to survive without changing tons and tons in our culture. And now that was a thing that when I moved back here, I really noticed was how much a lot of the cultural elements, like the people part of it, had changed in Louisiana. And it was like people who would like literally give you the shirt off their back are also saying some of the most hateful shit you have ever heard in your life. And I'm like, the math does not math here. And what I started to notice, and this is totally my opinion and my perspective of it, is that the growing influence of Christian nationalism here in this state has shifted the way in which people interact with one another around here. And I don't know if anybody else notices that. It's a pattern that I certainly see and really just honestly can't ignore. And what we're seeing with the Calvin Duncan case is exactly the influence of Christian nationalism here in Louisiana.